Hello and welcome back here on my channel, and today we are going to work once again at our big cinema project. You can see it right now on the center of the screen. That's a very big project based on 6 48 by 48 base plates, and that's the place we are going to work once again today, adding more stuff, adding more light, more minifigures, working at the facade, so stay tuned. Here you can see something we did last time. We added these 3 movie posters here, and there are LEDs behind the posters to make it light up. But there's a problem, especially you can see it here on the camera because you can spot these LED lights. But I added some special paper you can put in here so the light is not so spotted. And as you can see here, on the left, there's a little bit problem, but in real life you can't see that. But on the other 2 posters, you can see that it looks much better now because you do not have these 2 spots seeing. It's more, it's a better light from behind. And I really like that idea because that's one idea I got from the German channel, from one of the comments, and it looks so better. Next one, we have some new base plates here, and we're going to add them here because we want to work today on the back side of our cinema, especially here, also on the street here. So we are going to add these 2 new 32 by 32 base plates. And as you can see here, we have to work on a special angle once again because we have our 45-degree street here coming from the right side, and we need to go back to the grid here. So we need to add again 145-degree curve, if you want to call it like that. And as you can see here, lots of colorful plates, and as always I'm using what I can get cheap to work on the parts you cannot see later on. So it's just to cut down the budget a little bit, and of course, as you can see, it's not going to be visible later on. And it's a little bit complicated as always here because, as you might know from previous updates, I'm really like to work with some special angles and stuff like that. And as you can see here, I started now working not only on the sidewalk but also on the back entrance. Here in the front, there's the front entrance. You know it maybe from the last updates here on the cinema. And I really tried to get an interesting facade here. So I'm working here with these jumper plates to get the ability to have some parts just a half stud to the left or to the right. That makes it a little bit more interesting to have more structure, more texture here on the facade, and I really like how it comes together. We're going to add some more color by adding some red elements, but I think that's the idea I want to have here from the backside of the building, as it looks quite nice in my opinion. And of course we need to find out how we can connect our cinema to that blue building here on the right side, because as I see it here, that's a nice little angle once again, so we have to think about it. Sometime later, as you can see, I just work a little bit more here on the facade, and as you can see, I need to find out how I can come back from my half stud back to the normal grid. So I'm using once again these jumper plates here on top, and then I can just use some of these 1x2 tiles and 1x2 plates here. The 1x2 plates can be put here inside. And on the left side or on the right side of these frame elements, it's not possible to use the plates, so I'm going to use the tiles. And after that, I can come back to the main grid and also integrate some of the glasses here. And also can see that on the right side, I found out how I can get a connection between the blue building and our cinema backside here. And yeah, I really like how everything comes together. As always, it's a lot of time to check out, to find out how everything should look at the end, but if you have the result you want, you can just build up on that and multiply it if you have a very big building. But that's some time you have to invest to find out how everything should look at the end. And by the way, I have a little nice package here I wanted to show you to you, and only 16 by 16 kind of frame parts here are used by Lego and other companies for these big images, and there are 200 of them in here. And it's not Lego, it's another company I got them, but they are great to integrate into a city project because it's a very stable and good usable element. But coming back to our cinema, you can see I worked once again here on the back side. I added some light here. I also added that red color here on top. We are going to use 3 different colors. We are using red, white, and that dark bluish gray. And I think it's a nice combination to have a very nice modern looking idea of our building here. I also worked once again here on that ramp down here. Added the fences here on the side. That's the emergency exit, the one of the two emergency exits from our big room here. Also started tiling up everything, added some plants here, and then we have that area here that's like a dead end here. I'm not sure right now what to integrate here. Maybe a little shop or something like that, because you are not able to go somewhere. It's the kind of dead end here in the building behind that emergency exit. I'm not sure right now, because that's on the left side. There's going to be integrated the big screen, so we also have no ability to go to left side. So the only option I have in my mind is going to add a little kind of shop or something like that here. That's something for a future update. And of course, we also need to think about how we can close everything here with the street and the sidewalk. But I really think we're on the right track to find out how that big building will look at the end. It's as always like I did it on that big project last year when we finished up the big train station building. Now that's our main big project here, the cinema. It's not as big and as complicated as the train station, but it has some other stuff to do. Also, you can see I added some new minifigures here and some new printed parts here. We have a movie magazine here, just here. We have some glasses for 3D movies and stuff like that. And that's the little details I can now do with my new printer. Also, you can see another guy having a movie magazine here. And it comes together, everything. Of course, it's small steps by small steps, especially if you have to find out how everything should connect at the end, if you want to find out how everything should look. And of course, we have a lot of stuff left here in that area. And that's it for today. Some steps are done. Some bigger steps are ahead of us. But as you can see, for example, here, that's the right part of the entrance area of our big cinema, and we're going to need some more stuff. Especially we need a place where the people can buy stuff like popcorn and stuff like that. We also need to finish up the area where the people can buy their tickets, and of course we have a lot of work still to do here with that angled roof here inside, and also we have to change up the movie posters here as I did it on the other side of the building. And it's a lot of stuff left to do, of course, but it's a big project and we're getting step by step done. And I hope that everything will be done at the end of 2026. So yeah, stay tuned for future updates. And if you want to see more, just subscribe and bye.